Alrighty folks, this is it, festival number 7, NZ Spirit, one of my favourite festivals. I'm sitting in front of the shipping container that has been painted by Theo Ara, who you'll find on Instagram. He was also at Revive Festival. You might remember, I think I was doing a video in front of him painting live at Revive. Oh my goodness, I gotta say, I couldn't really be bothered. I just couldn't be bothered going to another festival. It's Thursday and I had to get up early, well early-ish, I got up at like 7:20 because I had some work to do on the computer, and then I had to pack and all the things and bring in my son, you know, and he's a teenage boy. He didn't want to get out of bed, he wasn't packed, he wasn't organised, he didn't help, and I've had a lot going on this week, and what I noticed is I just got really pissed off and irritated and angry and totally in the shit, and I was aware of it. I noticed how it felt in my body, I noticed the contraction, and I had said yes to a friend of his coming with him because I knew that he would love it and be amazing, but the two of them bouncing off each other just tweaked my nervous system intensely. And after a 2.5 hour drive and going to the supermarket with them, and then we get to the festival, the guy in the gate's like, "Welcome, how you doing?" I'm just like, meh, meh, meh. And I, you know, it's not often that I lose my shit or get irritated or get annoyed or all those kind of things, but I've had a week. There's intensity, there's a lot of intense change that's happening for me right now. I'm sitting in the unknown, I'm sitting in the uncertainty. I've been doing at least 2 hours of practice a day and a lot of freaking tears, just being with all the things. So now I'm at a festival, and DJ Ria is on the main stage doing Kundalini dance with Hayley Melrose and epic tunes, etc. I can't be fuck dancing. And that's how I feel. So I'm aware of it, obviously, and talking on now, I'm kind of making light of it, making fun of it. When I did arrive, the boys did help set up the tent, which was great, and then they were like, "We're out of here." I'm like, sweet. And then I sat and practiced. I remembered from Explore how I didn't do that, and oh my goodness, as soon as I drop into the prayer for pure motive and then the Ganesh mantra and then spinal rotations, I feel like my orientation's starting to shift, and everything's starting to land, and everything's starting to expand, and energy's starting to move in different ways. It was a short practice, only like 15 minutes, but man, did it make a difference. And then it was a really small little organisation happening over there, really small little opening ceremony, and it wasn't that small, there were hundreds and hundreds of people there. But the energy felt quite contained, and the iwi representative who welcomed us on to the land, it was really beautiful because he spoke to the history of this land, to when the iwi arrived, Ngāti Whatua, about 1250 AD, and that there was already people here who had arrived about 100 years earlier, and just spoke of the way that the iwi moved around and some of the conflicts and the battles on this land. Really gave it context, you know. And when he mentioned how, you know, this land was sold at some point, it would have been the 18 whatevers, and the iwi haven't been on the land since then, this whenua, you know. And when he spoke about what it felt like for the iwi to be invited to come back, do karakia, sing waiata, you know, please welcome, do the welcoming, be here at the festival, enjoy the festival. You know, he spoke about what that meant, and I could just feel it, you know. As a Pakeha New Zealander, I grew up feeling a real lack and deficit in terms of connection to land, rivers, mountains by birth, and yet at the same time, it's all go over here right now. I don't know what the sound is like. I didn't have that kind of, you know, I didn't know how to do mihi, and I didn't know how to, you know, honour my whakapapa. I didn't know any of that. And I could feel as a Pākehā that it was a loss for me, that to feel that connection to the land and to your river and your mountain, and to honour the ancestors and this way of living, how much more interconnected it is, and how much more gratitude and acknowledgement. And I don't know, just Te Ao Māori just seems to me like I would love it if the whole country just immersed in Te Ao Māori and that was our worldview. To me, I think we would have a much better country. What else? It's nice to talk to you all again. How funny is that? I'm talking to a video, but I do feel like I'm talking to the crew, you know. And I can feel myself softening and opening up, and I can feel the music fucking pumping now. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know, you probably can't hear it at all. So it was really curious for me arriving in the space I arrived in, because it's not a space. I was stressed, and I don't experience stress very often. And it was really curious to observe that, to be aware of that, to be both in it and yet also aware of it at the same time, and to kind of not be taking it seriously, yet also just letting it play out and it being okay. So yeah, I'm here, I'm going to get some body work, I'm going to make some yummy food, I'm going to talk to some epic people, I'm going to listen to some fantastic tunes, I'm going to dance, and tomorrow I'm leading an emotional digestion session at the Safe Space at 10 a.m. and then Dancing the Dragon at 4 p.m. On Saturday, it's the Feminine Circle at 10 a.m. leading into ecstatic dance. It's all freaking on. So today's kind of my day off, and then I've got 2 full-on days of work, and then I'm done by about 2 p.m. on the Saturday, and I think by then I'll just be so ready to freaking let loose. Watch out Saturday night, here we go. If you're on the fence about coming down to NZ Spirit, freaking come. Nobody ever regrets going to a festival. And even though I didn't want to come and I couldn't be bothered, and I'm kind of over it, I recognize, like, I already, like, oh my God, so much goodness, just so much goodness and connection and community. And, you know, I'm aware that, so festivals are a transformational container, and this is my 7th since New Year's. And I have had so much melt, dissolve, burn through, shift. And as a result of that, my life is changing real quick and I almost can't keep up. And that's why I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen at NZ Spirit. I don't know if I can handle any more shifts and change. And but here I am. So come down for the 4 days, come down for the weekend, just come down for Saturday. Come do the Feminine Circle and the Masculine Circle. They're separate, of course, and then we kind of merge like 2 rivers and we all go into the ecstatic dance together. It's going to be so powerful, so extraordinary, so amazing. You know, who knows what we're going to birth through for this whole land, for Aotearoa. And you can say that you were there. Yeah, that's it. Come.